Who live in the Carolina Park area of Mount Pleasant could soon see a new multi-use trail. The proposed trail would run from Park West Boulevard through the roundabout at Carolina Park, then go through Carolina Park and out onto US 17. Tonight, the project team held a community input meeting to show people who live in that area and get their feedback. Summer Hector was there, and Summer, what were some of the biggest concerns?
Hey, Michael, that's right. That meeting happening here at the Wando Library in Mount Pleasant. I talked to the project manager, and he said the biggest question that he got from people attending this meeting about the trail in the Carolina Park West area is, when are we going to see that trail? Now, he says that was a good question because that means they were excited about this new trail. And this trail, though, the plans aren't really new. It's part of the Mount Pleasant Way project, which we've talked about for years. That goal is to run a path throughout all of Mount Pleasant. But he says now, for one of the first times, folks in the community got to take a look at the renderings for this specific area.
Presenting the concept of this specific trail, what the Mount Pleasant Way is in its entirety, and then seeking input on, width of path, amenities, whether it's benches, sidewalk, or rather street lighting, water fountains, things of that nature.
The proposed trail is one that's wider than a normal sidewalk. It would be about 1.5 miles long, with mostly commercial properties along the way. We've already seen a lot of new stores and restaurants come into this area in the last few years, but I'm told some more restaurants like a Mexican place and an ice cream shop have also been discussed. The project manager, James Aton, says some stores in the area have already agreed to give some right-of-way land to allow for this trail.
One of the other reasons why this segment made too much sense, because it's commercial properties, they benefit from this additional foot traffic. In our initial outreach, everyone was very supportive of the project.
Right now, the project team wants to get input from the public by the end of July so they can apply for Greenbelt funds. The county needs to know the amount of right-of-way needed. I'm told most of the feedback tonight from folks who live in the area was positive. Residents, along with the project team, want anyone in Mount Pleasant area to know that this path isn't just for the people who live in Carolina Park or Park West.
We've never had something like this before in Mount Pleasant. We've had, our neighborhood parks perhaps, and our, community parks, and which are wonderful spaces. But this will enable us to connect those and people within the communities around those to get to them more safely without necessarily having to get in the car.
So Aton says once funding is approved, then they'll have a better gauge of how long this trail might take to build. He says it could be anywhere, though, between 5 to 15 years from now. But you do still have time to weigh in on those plans and what you would like to see along that trail. Information on how to take that survey, that's on live5news.com. Just click on this story. I'm live in Mount Pleasant. Summer Hector, Live 5 News.